what's up? So I'm gonna do a review of World War Z. Just saw it, and wow, it really was good. I give it a full price. The movie is about Brad Pitt. Has a family. He plays a UN worker. He plays a UN worker who's, I guess is supposed to have a normal day, and suddenly things start happening. The movie, um, the movie, it starts off where he's in a traffic, and then the officers, an officer tells him to keep going, something like that. I forgot, and mayhem resumes. In this film, he they don't really give much detail in the beginning. At first, they don't really say he's a UN worker, but it seems like he has connections still. He still has connections associated to people that work with the government or the United Nations. The movie is I like the message of the movie. The movie, when you get to the end, the movie has a message. I feel like the message was that when we work together as one, and I guess the film is trying to say the world. When the world works together as one, we can accomplish anything. And sometimes we have to fight, but hey, that's just part of it. At first, when I watched this film, I had a lot of you can say, like, I was prejudiced towards the film. I said, "Oh, this film is not going to be a good film. It's not going to be no blood and gore. It's a zombie movie. You have to have blood and gore." But as a matter of fact, the story is so good in this film to the point that you don't even need blood and gore. You don't even, like I said, you don't need blood and gore. The movie was very fast paced. As a matter of fact, I heard the book is like, it's huge. It's the book is so big. It's like, I don't know, maybe I guess 2,000, 1,000 pages. I don't know. Look it up. If anybody knows, please send me information about it. But the movie is very fast paced, and I think this movie, when I was watching it, I felt like it took all the zombie movies that we have seen, from Dawn of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. I saw some influence of I Am Legend in there. I saw some influence also from some other zombie films. And I think, the film, what it did was it took like little parts of other zombie movies, and I think it kind of had an influence the way the movie was directed. The movie does not have any blood and gore, but I felt the story was so well written that the story got me. It was like the story gets you into it from beginning to end. There was never a time where I felt bored, as a matter of fact. Even if there was no blood and gore, I never felt bored. So I felt like I felt the director really did a bold decision, because he didn't really put blood and gore on the zombies, which is we're so used to seeing, and that probably happens in 90% of zombie movies. But this movie, I could tell it's I don't know if it's really a zombie movie. I feel like it's really a movie. It's kind of like, I felt like it even had a little bit of influence of Contagion. I felt like the movie was more about a virus, but that was this zombie-like, but not necessarily made them zombies, but made them zombie-like. The story was great. As a matter of fact, by the time the movie was at the end, I was just kind of like, wow, like I kind of felt bad because I was so prejudiced against this movie, and I was doubting the movie, even when I didn't see it. And at the end of the movie, I'm like, wow. I'm like, well, why did I doubt this movie? It just really blew me away that it exceeded my expectations. So, anybody out there, I say go watch it. It's great if you're single. You know, it could even be a movie date. Maybe it could even be a family movie as well. Because throughout the film, throughout the film, he's trying to basically survive for his family. And I felt this. The only thing I'm gonna say real quick here is I felt this movie was more of the government's point of view, trying to survive a zombie virus, and I felt it was taken from that point of view. But in the end, I felt the storyline was still good, to the point that maybe you kind of know that the civilians are pretty much fucked, to the point that the only way you probably would survive in this movie, if you work for the government, you probably have what, a 80% chance of surviving, compared to a civilian where you have a probably 80% chance of dying. So I feel like if you really, I feel like this movie's worth getting on Blu-ray. There's an unrated version on Blu-ray, so I'm kind of interested to see if the scenes that were cut off were maybe more graphic. Oh, I wonder if this, I'm kind of curious to see what scenes were cut off. But I think it's still, no matter what, get it on Blu-ray. It's worth it. It's great to have in your collection. Even if you love zombie movies, if you just love movies in general, I feel like you don't have to love zombie movies. But yeah, so it's a great movie. Go get it on Blu-ray if you love movies. If you don't love movies, hey, watch it one time, and trust me, you're gonna get your money's worth. Okay, and I'm gonna show you a real quick clip. It's the last scene of the film, and it kind of just sums up what this whole movie's about. So, spoiler alert: if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this part. But I'm gonna show you a real quick clip, and we're gonna head into the movie room real quick.